A massive fraud scandal is rocking Minnesota, and investigators are finally exposing what locals have known for years. Billions stolen from American taxpayers. Watch this.
A problem here when they can't even spell on the side of a learning center, Nick?
Yeah, it's a great question, and I have to give props to the man by the name of David who helped me in this investigation. He's been doing research for years trying to expose this fraud, and nobody has given him the time of day to even talk about this. So with his help and my own investigation, I've known about the fraud taking place for a long time. Minnesotans have been telling me for a long time about the Somali fraud that is taking place. And with his help, we were able to crack over $110 million in fraud in one day. And that's just the tip. When people say it's the tip of the iceberg, it really is, because there's billions of fraud inside the state of Minnesota right now.
Nick, kind of on that topic, you said that, I believe you just said his name was David, has been researching this for years. In your experience, or in your opinion, just spending the day you spent out there tracking this down, is there any way that this hasn't reached the governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz? I mean, take aside ongoing litigation or what have you, but is there any way that he could claim ignorance on this, just in your experience over this investigation?
Oh, it's so obvious. If you're living in Minnesota, you have to raise your eyebrows and think, what's going on? Literally, if you drive around Minnesota, around Minneapolis, you'll see daycare centers, autism centers. You will then see transportation companies that have snow piled up as if they haven't moved in months. And then you also go into buildings where there'll be 20 healthcare companies, 14 and 22, the video that I published on X and YouTube. So it is like a kindergartner could figure out that there's fraud going on.
Nick, one of the most shocking things to me in the video that you posted was the reaction of some of the Somalis that you were interacting with. The one clip where they called the cops on you for simply asking about some of the healthcare companies, the 20 healthcare companies that were located in one building.
Americans are fed up with hearings that lead nowhere. Now Congress is demanding real action and actual arrests. Here's Representative Anna Paulina Luna going off.
The Oversight Committee gets out of this investigation.
Look, I think I share the same frustrations with many Americans in that who wants to see another hearing without there actually being charges brought against people that are essentially defrauding the federal government and stealing from American citizens that deserve a lot of these resources that they're stealing. And so I'm hoping that we'll bring these people forward, that they can give us names and people that the DOJ can arrest. But I don't want there to just be another announcement, another angry, 15-second tweet on X and then have it go away. I think that the DOJ needs to perp walk people if they've broken the law.
Pressure is mounting on the Trump administration to act. One commentator is laying it all on the line. Let's roll the tape.
This is going to be the shortest video I've ever done in my life, based on what we've all seen in Minnesota. If tens of thousands of Somalis are not deported back to their third world country, and if government officials like Tim Walz and other people in Minnesota are not sent to jail or at least indicted, let me just say this. This administration, the concept of Make America Great Again, and for that matter, the rule of law, are all completely full of shit. Nothing else to say. Full stop. Case closed.
Was more not sending this day to Spickle Healthcare. Whenever more Fields at Field has happened, she was on Twitter. The message to Kash Patel and the president couldn't be more clear. Here it is again.
This is going to be the shortest video I've ever done in my life, based on what we've all seen in Minnesota. If tens of thousands of Somalis are not deported back to their third world country, and if government officials like Tim Walz and other people in Minnesota are not sent to jail or at least indicted, let me just say this. This administration, the concept of Make America Great Again, and for that matter, the rule of law, are all completely full of shit. Nothing else to say. Full stop. Case closed.
Billions stolen, years of cover-ups, and Tim Walz was in charge the whole time. If this doesn't result in handcuffs, what exactly is the point of law enforcement? Wake up, America.
This segment was generated using artificial intelligence. The reporting behind it was carefully verified. Precision matters. Truth matters. This is Next News AI. Next News AI.
system controls information. Information control is power.
They don't want you to see this.
The truth only survives together. They don't want this shared. Share this now.